Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. This week our focus is lesson planning. Learning outcomes for week 3. By the end of the week, you will have been provided the opportunity to further your understanding of the Ohio State standards in your appropriate certification area, to further develop an understanding of academic language, and to begin to create an interdisciplinary lesson plan including the grade level, subjects, standards, measurable learning outcomes, academic language and language demand, and technology rationale sections. All right, let's look at the assignments for this week. You are to view this video on academic language. It's only 10 minutes and 33 seconds in length. It clearly defines academic language. This video also talks about how academic language and language demand are related. You can't talk about one without the other. The video defines language demand as the way that academic language is used by students to participate in the learning tasks through reading, writing, listening, and/or speaking to demonstrate their understanding. There are 4 categories of language demand: vocabulary, functions, syntax, and discourse. All 4 of these categories under language demand are explained in the video. You may want to take notes, as this will help you complete your plan later on. Next, you're going to go to the ODE website to explore the Ohio Learning Standards in your certification area. I just want to check and make sure that this link is working. Awesome. You are to reread Chapter 3, pages 39 through 78, and Chapter 5, Lesson Planning and Protocols, pages 99 through 148. Homework Assignment 3.1 is your discussion forum. What is academic language and why is it important to educators? Your initial post is due Wednesday, and you are to have 2 peer responses by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Homework Assignment 3.2 is to begin to create and submit your interdisciplinary lesson plan by completing the grade level, the subject areas, standards, measurable learning outcomes, academic language and language demand, and technology rationale sections of the MVNU lesson plan. A copy is located on week 3 of Moodle, and this is due Saturday by 11:59 p.m. Next on Moodle is your discussion forum rubric that you can refer to when writing your posts. Here is another link to the Ohio Learning Standards. Again, I want to check and make sure that's working for you. Here they have the standards by grade level and also by content area. Here is the video again on academic language. This is the video that is about writing measurable learning outcomes. For some reason, I cannot delete it from here, so I apologize that it's there. Here is the measurable learning outcome video. This is a short video. It's only 4 minutes and 32 seconds long, but it's packed full of information about how to write a measurable learning objective, which is what you want the students to be able to do at the end of the lesson. The video also states how teaching strategies used in lessons, learning activities, assignments, and assessments are all tied to your measurable learning objective. So really, when you begin your lesson plan with a measurable learning objective, you are beginning with the end in mind. A measurable learning objective needs to be specific and measurable. It follows the condition, actor, behavior, degree format. This is explained further in the video. When creating the behavior, think about Bloom's taxonomy verbs. For example, compare and contrast, analyze, identify, list, solve, define, and so on. Page 108 in Chapter 5 also discusses behavioral objectives. This is your lesson plan template and rubric, which is here. And you have your example plan also. So this week you are completing the grade level, subject area, standards, measurable learning objective, academic language and language demand, and the technology rationale sections. So let's take a closer look at those on the example plan. Of course, you're going to have a student name or your name and the date. Grade level. If you are being certified kindergarten through 3, if that's your certification, your licensure area, you must choose grade 3. An interdisciplinary lesson plan has 2 subject areas. One has been chosen for you, reading. The other content area you choose. This particular teacher chose science. So the essential understanding. What is the central focus of the lesson? What are the students going to understand? That's all that is. Next come the standards. You're going to have a reading standard for the correct grade level, and then you're going to have a content area standard for the correct grade level. And it's often helpful, other than just abbreviating it, like CCSS, ELA, Literacy, RI 3.4, to actually put what that standard is. Because you never know when an administrator is going to walk in your classroom and ask you what you are teaching at the moment. And even though you know what you're teaching, there's a possibility that you're going to just draw a blank. And when you look at that plan, you're going to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Next are your measurable learning outcomes. Remember that the measurable learning outcome follows the condition, actor, behavior, degree, format. For example, students will be able to define the academic language terms such as rock, mineral, geologist, and inorganic with 80% accuracy. Students will be able to identify the various characteristics that are used to sort and compare rocks with 85% accuracy. So they all have those 4 components. Academic language. You are to list and define the terms that the children need to know in this lesson, and you also need to list the source of those terms. So what academic terms will the student need to know in this lesson, and the definitions, and identify the source. the language demand. We talked a little bit about that earlier, and that is in the academic language video. Language demand is how your students will use, need, or practice the language skills during the lesson when listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And the second part of this is how are you going to incorporate those academic language terms within your lesson? So the first part is about how the students are going to be using those terms. And the second part is how you're going to use those terms within the lesson. Technology rationale, either you are using it and why, or no, you are not and why. And those are the only sections that we are going to complete this week. If you have any questions about this, please ask me. Here are your assignments again, your discussion forum, and the partial lesson plan. I look forward to reading your plans and your discussion forums. Thank you for watching this video.